Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Samantha. This is the Budget Mum UK and you are very welcome. Hi and welcome to my channel. This video is a very highly requested video. So if you are new here, this channel is for you. If you are into all things to do with budgeting, saving, cash envelope stuffing, lots of savvy money saving ideas and lots of things around that kind of area. I'm a single mum with 2 children and I have recently left my full-time teaching job to spend more time with the children and set myself up as self-employed. So if you would like to come along with me on this journey, you are very welcome and you would absolutely make my day if you would consider subscribing. If you are already subscribed, then you already know how much I absolutely love and value your support. Thank you. So a little bit of a different one today. What I wanted to do was do a basic outline for anybody and everybody, regardless of income, regardless of your own situation, whether you're new or whether you've already started out. Because in a few days' time, I'm going to do my own focused budget plan for the year in a long-term sort of view, as well as a medium-term and a short-term view. So 2 different videos, but this one is for you to help you get set up and get the ball rolling. Whether that's wanting to start it because it's January shortly, new year, new start, all that. That's usually a really good starting point. So hopefully you'll take something from this and be able to lend itself to your situation. Now, I want to stress before anything else that this is flexible. This is not me saying you must do X, Y, and Z. If you've been watching my videos for a while, then you will have seen my transformation, and I call it transformation in terms of budget, from when I first started this in August, I think it was, and to how it looks now. Your budget is for you. Your life changes, so you need to change your budget accordingly. I had envelopes and sinking funds set up in one way when I first started, and I also had a different idea of where it was going. I didn't really have a goal, I didn't have a focus, but as I've gone along, and you'll probably find the same, as you go along, you start to realise a little bit more of where your focus is. At the moment, you might just be thinking, all I want to do is get my finances under control a little bit. I just want to have a little bit of control, a little bit of peace of mind, so that even if it's just something as, so that next Christmas, I'm organised, so that next Christmas I'm not overspending, so that next Christmas I have already bought all my presents and I can afford them. Even if it's just something as, what I would say, as simple as that. You might have bigger term goals. You might have something that occurs in your life next year what makes you think, well, actually, I now need to buy a new car. I would like to buy a new house. I would like to save for that holiday of a lifetime. Whatever it is, you can then change your budget accordingly. My point is, your budget is for you, and if you need to change it, don't feel guilty, don't feel like you failed, don't feel like you've done something wrong. Your budget should change. Your budget should be flexible in that way. So that's my first point I really want to make. The next thing that I want to say to you is that there are lots and lots of different retailers and people out there that can help you with your budget. I'm one of them. When I set up on this journey, I created lots of different tools, if you like, challenges, envelopes, lots of other little gadgets and things that went with it to help me. And then people were asking, oh, where can I buy those, where can I buy those? And I was inspired enough to set up my own Etsy store. Now, you do not need to buy these. There are lots of channels out there that use just regular old envelopes and with scroll and drawn on them. That's absolutely fine. You should not go into debt to set up a budget, if that makes sense. Do not spend money to save for a budget, okay? If you want to buy those things, there are plenty of places out there for you, or just use your own things. As I go into the video, I am going to be using some of the tools that I've already set up myself, but you can just do it with simple A4 piece of paper. As long as you've got it organised and you've got it saved somewhere and you know where that is every week and that works for you, then that is what matters. I cannot stress that enough. Do not have to spend any money to start a budget. My third point is this: if you are struggling and you're finding yourself in some really tricky places, there are lots of organisations that can help you. I'll put a link to a few of those down below, and do not feel uncomfortable, don't feel embarrassed, don't feel like it's, you know, something that you should be ashamed of. Some of those services are ones that I have used myself in the past, and I know how grateful I am to have had those available for me. If you are struggling with food, there are lots of places out there that help support you, like food banks and churches, especially over the festive period. Please, please do not go unaided. There are places that can help you. So the system that I've been using is the cash envelope system, or the budgeting system, or the envelope challenge. It's called by a few different names. But ultimately, it's a way of organising your money so that you feel prepared and so that you feel more organised and so that you can feel more confident when you come to spend your money. So the system works by, instead of just getting all your money every month and then just dipping into it as and when you need it or for whatever reason, it's about being pre-planned and prepared and knowing exactly where that money's going. For example, maybe you're the type of person who puts 10% of their income away into a savings account every single month without fail. And that feels great because you are saving something. However, if something occurs or something comes along, a big event, you decide, oh, quite fancy a weekend away, my car needs some new tyres, whatever it is, it's quite easy to just dip into that money. And eventually, if you came back to look at it and later on, you may forget where that money's gone, you may not remember, and that can feel a little bit out of control, a little bit powerless. The cash system basically means that you're setting yourself up to know what you would like to budget for, and so that when you need something specific, you have got those specific envelopes to go to. I'm going to go into more detail and run through my system. And again, I'm just going to reiterate, you do not need these sheets to do this. You can scroll on a piece of paper, you can do it that way, okay? You don't have to spend money. So let's have a look at my budget, have a look how I've set up my system, and look how that can work for you. Okay, so I'm just going to show you my file, which is basically where I have stored everything since I've started this journey. And it's come from August, September, October, it's got November and December in. I'm just going to show you really, really crudely. This is how I started my August planner, and it is really, really simple. Really, I didn't even, I didn't even break down my bills at the time. I just literally left it as home, which for me was okay, but then I realised actually I needed to be more explicit. This part here is my, what I call my fluid envelopes, the ones that I would be using, dipping it in and out of on a day-to-day basis, and then I have my sinking funds. I worked out, as an overall view, I worked out my monthly income. I then divided it, my monthly income, and then divided it by 4 to give me an overall month. And this is part of the learning process. I then realised that was actually no good. And I'll go through why. Let's have a look at September. So I worked out my direct debits, total that, and then the remaining amount I divided by the 4 to find the rest of the money that I had to spend per week. This changed as I went along. I'll just have a quick look at October. Some of these not even in order, I don't think. And as I went further on, I developed new ideas and new schemes. So at the end of the month, I sort of closed down my month and focused on where my money went. And in that way, I could see whether I was spending too much in a certain area, not enough in others, and where I needed to make changes and focuses there. So like, for example, if I was spending, I don't know, let's say £400, and that's really extreme, in time with friends, clearly it depended, but based on my current budget, that would be extreme and wrong. So I adapted and changed and amended as I went through. And because I'm self-employed, my wage does fluctuate quite a bit. And that's the other option as well, is that you can, you know, you can try and make extra money elsewhere, and then you'll know whether, if your budget is not working to you, then you can develop ideas to, you know, make some more. This is my bill envelope breakdown. It was designed, I created it to basically pop all my totals and information on the back. For that, I keep in my envelopes on another spreadsheet. I've not actually used it, and it might work for some people. So it's just a continuation. It might work for some people, it just necessarily didn't work for me. So let's fast forward to today. And this is the one that I've used this week for an example. All right. So first things first, when creating your budget, you decide what you need, what you want to save for. So here's my envelopes, and I'll just put that to one side because it'll link in a second. We've got what I call my fluid envelopes, and you can see how different this particular tracker is from when I just started like a few months ago. As you go, you will adapt and you will decide and you will expand and you will change, and that is what it should be effectively. So we've got my fluid envelope, basically the envelope that I potentially may dip into regularly. Just put this one side for now. So I know on a week by week basis, I might need money for clothing, might need money for time with me. That's what I've called it. You can call it something else. It might not even be there. It might be socialising, whatever. Groceries, again, something you'll spend weekly. Time with friends, petrol and gifts based on birthdays. You can have that as whatever. You can even break it down further. You can have birthday gifts, you can have Christmas gifts, you can have wedding gifts, whatever you want to call it. Decide on your saving sections. They don't have to be envelopes. They can be whatever you need them to be, but that's how I've gone. Like, for example, I initially called this travel because previously I was travelling via bus, but it's now petrol because I've just bought a car. So you just, you know, you adapt, and in the new year, well, in the next few days, in fact, I've got a new video that I'm planning on doing, which will see me, changing all my envelopes. I'm having a massive shake-up. I'm having a restart for the new year, effectively. So these are the ones that I expect to dip in regularly. And from there, and because I look at each week and I look at each month, I'm able to go, do you know what, I need more in that particular area. I need less there. I'm not spending as much. And you'll become used to it and you'll adjust and go, okay, right, I'm going shopping today. So let me grab my food shopping envelope. Let me grab my clothing envelope. I'm going to set that out. If I haven't got it, I'm not spending it. And that's how the budget works. The next section over here is my sinking funds. So basically, sinking funds is the things you want to save for. Things that may be a bit more expensive, and things you're not going to necessarily need to dip into on a regular basis. So we've got emergency, which I never really considered having an emergency section before. But you know what, I've used it, and I've only been doing this channel a few months, and I have used it because I had an issue with electricity. Time was, if I didn't, I would be probably, honestly, on the phone to my dad, on the phone to my brother, and saying, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Because it's more mindful, because you are actively saving for something. It's there, it was ready, and I was so grateful that it was. I initially was saving for a new carriage, and I bought one. This is now going to be in my envelope to save for things to do with that new car. So the deal I got actually included servicing and MOT, but I might need new tyres. I might need a replacement if something goes wrong. I might need a windscreen wiper, whatever. It's in there, that's fine. I have my 2 children, so I wanted to create saving envelopes for those. And they get something every week. I'll be completely honest. Before this, I saved nothing for them. I feel almost embarrassed saying that. I saved nothing for them. I didn't figure out how to do that. I didn't. In my monthly money comes in and it went out. That was it. That was it. They might have saved since doing this £260 for both of them. That's over £500 between them, and I've only been doing it a short while. So just think, if I'm doing this a year or 2 years, 3 years, whatever, that is going to be a significant amount of money. That could be their new car. That could be a deposit on a house for them. It doesn't have to be something they know about, but that to me is important. You've got to figure out what's important to you. I set one up for school because school uniform's not cheap, and trips not cheap, especially, you know, I feel like they go on more residentials or more trips in primary school, but I think the trips in high school are more expensive because they're bigger, if that makes sense. So I've got money there. I've got my holidays fund because that's important to me. More recently, you'll notice this has got a different envelope because I've decided now I need a new laptop, and that's okay. I can change my budget, I can adapt my budget and fit it to what I need. I need a new laptop. Let's start this sinking fund. Why not? The other two envelopes that I've now got is my credit repayments, because if I get any extra money, I'd like to shove it in there and use that to pay off not just the minimum amount, I want to pay that off a bulk. And there's a few other ideas, and you'll find them on YouTube. I haven't done one myself yet at the moment, but I potentially may. Like the snowball sort of debt repayment. So choosing which one debt to pay off first. Maybe one might be the one with the highest APR, or it may be the one that's got the most cost on it, if you like. You choose what suits you. But if I have any extra money each week, it goes in this envelope, it goes towards that extra debt repayment that I might need. My last envelope, which is a new one again, is what I've chosen to do based off this channel, effectively, because I started up this channel to be accountable. I started this channel to be something fun for me to do. I never started this channel thinking in a million years I would have 731 subscribers as I have right this minute. As much as it's a dream, and I'm so, oh gosh, overwhelmed and everything else. But yeah, my pay it forward envelope I devised a few weeks ago because you guys have been buying things from my store. I wanted to return the favour. As a new and small business, I know how much it means to have somebody purchase your items. So I wanted to start putting money away for this so that I could return the favour and buy something from another small business. And that is a new envelope. That's entirely for me. That's it. It's like almost like not a charitable giving because I'm receiving the items, but yeah. So basically from there, I set all my envelopes. I decided what was important to me. I set out my monthly money A. That's what I called it, just so it's easy to reference. That is how much I got this particular month. Mine does vary every month. Yours may not. And you'll need to adjust your budget in accordance if that's the case. I set out my guaranteed monthly bills up here. These will not change. They come out regardless, day in, day out. Well, month in, month out, rather. And I even put the dates down. And at the end of this month, I'll actually put down the exact numbers in case they varied. They don't tend to. From there, I said, well, okay, this is my overall. I've actually deleted because, as I said, I update this all the time. So normally I would put total here and call this B. And whatever the total is, I've put down. And then what I did do in week 1 was go, right, okay, what's my total? I'll subtract that from my monthly income, which left me with the equivalent of £350 a week. Now that for me is massive. I do not get that much money. I'm doing some extra consultancy work at the moment. My students that I've taken on are just increasing, which is great. I then got extra students. I've got extra, so things like if you sell something on eBay, sell something on Facebook Marketplace, whatever you've done, you've won some money on bingo, I don't know, whatever works for you. For me, I've got some extra students that's just started right now, so I've got an extra £40 I'm going to put into a month. So here we go, my fluid envelopes that I discussed. I started with 390 I divided the money that I needed, and you know, I went, well, do you know what, I'm just going to put a bit here. It doesn't mean get rid of all your money. It doesn't mean put it all in here. It means, what do you need that you think you will spend? You will know your own habits. You will know what you need. You will know what you normally spend. And that's it, really, in a nutshell. So thank you so much for watching. If you have got to the end of this video, I appreciate that because it is a massive help. Anyway, if you have enjoyed what you have seen today and you have found it useful, I would absolutely love it if you would give it a thumbs up, a comment, and even consider subscribing, because that would genuinely make my day, if not my Christmas. And if you would like to see more videos on this, there is a new schedule that has just gone up on my channel. You can see the coming videos that I've got coming up, but feel free to pop some comments down below. I always look at them, just like this video was requested. I did get there eventually. You can put a request in for a video as well. Thank you so much for watching and have a fantastic night. Bye.